What you lot saying? It's your boy Velan Joe, and you are now tuned in to Be The Source. The source of today's show is Antony. What are you telling me?
So man, you good?
I'm good, I'm great. How are you?
I'm alright, man. I'm good. You know, chilling.
Such a sunny day today as well.
Hey, tell me about it, man. Weather's been on point for the past week. But then, like a few weeks ago, it was only snowy. You know what I mean? So, weather's changed, man. Weather's changed a bit. So,
How do I call you? Antony on 9 levels.
Antony is calm.
Yeah?
I'll probably leave 9 levels like as the producer name or whatever.
Okay, yeah. So you do music, you do
Yeah.
producing,
Yeah.
you write your own lyrics. Like,
Yeah, man.
where did it all start?
Man, I think probably when I was like 13, 12.
Yeah.
Before that, I was like into hip hop and music and that, so it's kind of a natural progression into what everyone in my area was doing anyway. So, like,
Where are you from again?
Edmonton. How can I not say? I'm from Edmonton, North London. So, yeah, I mean, there wasn't much to do where I live, but growing up, like, everyone started making beats and stuff on old computers and that, and I just did what my friends were doing, and turned out I was pretty decent at it, pretty good at that, and producing since. And
What year are you when you're 13 years old? You're in what?
fucking hell, I don't know.
Secondary school?
Yeah, probably year 7.
Year 7.
12 years old then?
Yeah.
Probably around year 7 years. And right around the beginning of secondary school, that's when I started making beats.
Damn.
And yeah, man.
Because when I was in year 7, I was just messing about with my massive rucksack with like 12 books in there. Like, I didn't even think
I went through all of that as well.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like I was making beats and they sounded like what they're now, you know. At the time, it was completely different. It was like, oh, I like doing this. You know, it's something to do, and enjoyed it. It was a hobby at the time. And then I started rapping at 15 at school.
What program did you use to make beats back then?
I used Fruity Loops. Yeah. Fruity Loops is wavy. I used Fruity Loops, and then I switched to Logic at 15. That's when I started rapping as well. That's when I started taking it a little bit more seriously. And then around that period of time, I just started making proper songs and started trying different things and going into different avenues and trying to find my own style, etc. Just really getting into the music in that way and progressing up to the point that I'm now 23. So I guess I've been doing it for about 10 years, 11
What kind of
years.
music were you making back then?
I'll say like, probably when I started, because the reason why I got into beats as well, actually, like Fruity Loops, was because I saw Crack That was out. You know Soulja Boy?
Yeah.
So when Crack That came out, I was like, oh, he made the beat on Fruity Loops. So that was another push for me to be like, let me make music and I could, you know, do this. And I just tried making beats like that, and I was inspired by Timbaland, Dr. Dre's, you know, Just Blaze, all of those producers at the same time. Growing up where I was, like, grime was obviously big, innit? North London, you know, Skepta, Jeremy, all of that was like around our area. So growing up, like, we all listened to that and grew up on that, and bare different beats and, you know,
Did you choose
vibes online.
Sorry, did you choose music in school?
No,
For
I was good at it. Like, the teacher thought I was pretty good at it, but I didn't take it as a course or anything.
What did you pick for your options?
Options, like GCSEs, I did like geography and triple science, things like that, and academic related stuff, French. And then when I went into sixth form, I did like biology, physics, maths, and shit like that.
Oh damn,
So-
you clever boy.
No, I wish. I'm not that bright.
So when did you
not.
like flip? You're like, yeah, I'm gonna take music and like.
Always been like that. Even in sixth form, I was kind of like trying to get into it seriously, but I wasn't stupid, you know. If I had the ability to do these courses and shit like that, like if I could go into the avenue and go into an academic route, there's no reason for me not to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like I went into that just off myself. Like, I had the option to do music, but in my mind, I was kind of like, if I've already gotten to this level off my own back kind of thing, it's kind of like, maybe I should continue seeing where it goes like that. I think the quality's there. But at the same time, I kind of wish maybe if I did a course, maybe I would have obviously met different people and learned completely different things. So maybe that's kind of a regret looking at it now, where I was at that time. Because like, I didn't like my course at uni because I did mechanical engineering.
Damn.
So I was just like, this is, by the time I hit my final year, I was just like,
Were you still making music at the same time?
hell yeah, I was making music. I was making music all the time, man.
How did you balance it all
Not
out?
as hard though. Sorry.
How did you balance like uni work, like mechanical engineering? Is like,
I'm surprised I did, to be honest. You know, to be honest, yeah, I think the music definitely wasn't a priority at the time, as much as it is now. Like back during uni, like, I'll say I'll be doing music, but really I wasn't doing music like that.
yeah.
I was kind of doing it on and off, and had on and off music and plus I had priorities that weren't, I guess, technically shouldn't be priorities, but at the time I was just enjoying it and enjoying uni life. But there was some time that I wish I probably should have invested instead of sleeping. Like,
I feel like everyone needs that phase in their life. When you go uni, you need to, do you know what I'm trying to say? You need to go out, have a party here and there, maybe every night. Maybe you don't sleep for a week.
I've been doing it, yeah. But looking back on it, there's just nights I could have done without doing that shit, man. For real.
But now you've gone there and done that. You don't need to go back.
Yeah, it's true. No, I don't need to go back into that lifestyle, nor do I live it or condone going to. You gotta study, innit? You gotta do your work.
Stay in school, kids. Yeah. But yeah, so like, what kind of inspired you during all of that to keep pushing, doing music? Like, what
Just
was
the inner
motivating
belief.
you?
That's a good question. Just the inner belief that, you know, number one, it's just something that I enjoy. Like,
Yeah.
number one, it's just something that I enjoy doing, and I get it's like two ways about it. I get a personal satisfaction from doing something that I made, like created, you know, which is a great feeling, and then I get another satisfaction seeing people's reactions. Yeah, it might be like a personal thing because I feel like, yeah, I like showing my music, and when people see it and get a reaction and get inspired by it, I'll be like, oh, that's good. It's a good feeling, you know, and it pushes me to do better and see how far I can go. That's the main drives. Plus, I didn't like my course, there was something about my life I should enjoy, I guess, and that was my music. So it's always been like that, you know. So yeah, man.
How do you find your sound? Like in these what did you say you've been making music for like nearly 10 years now?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, you know, my music 5 years ago compared to now.
Because I'm pretty sure your sound.
Even a few years ago, or even a year ago, I'd say it's kind of different to how it is now. You know, where my vision's going for it. You know.
How do you find that? Because I feel like a lot of artists these days are kind of lacking to find their own sound, and they just kind of imitate other people. Like, how did you find, like, this is Lewis Antony, this is my sound?
I don't know. I just make songs I like and do it in a certain way. And for me, even if I were to, like, a lot of artists, I think a lot of great artists anyway take from other artists. So
yeah, 100%.
Nothing wrong with that. I think once you do it in your own vision and you do it in a certain way, or you do it better than what's out there. You know, I think for me, like it isn't really finding my own sound per se, but it's something that I feel like I can consistently find a niche or find something or develop my skills in a certain way where I can be like, yeah, I'm going in with this particular vibe and I'm going in with this energy, you know.
Yeah, no,
and I think that translates directly to a person's personality. I think, you know,
that's pretty dope.
That's how I see it, because I think sounds come and go and keep getting regurgitated or keep getting made, or they're made a different way, but the intention's the same or whatever. If you want to feel a certain way about a song, doesn't matter how you hear a certain song, it's all about, it doesn't matter how the song was made or whatever, or what the intention was at the end of the day. It's about how you feel when you hear it, kind of thing, you know? So
how do you want the audience to feel when they listen to you?
I just want them to relate in a certain way or feel good, you know, feel like how I feel when I made it, if that makes sense.
No, that's pretty.
To be honest, I don't think, doesn't matter how you, like, I think when it comes to when it's out or when it's released, like if it's not getting a playability or something, then that song isn't a good song, you know.
How do you know that? Like, you know, when you make a song, do you know? Okay, this is
I think one thing that I benefited from is having a group of people or friends or that had similar tastes in me or some varied tastes and were honest about my music, you know. I think even these days sometimes, like, I have my mind can go up there, and sometimes I need like people to take my head from there to down there.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Like you trying to
I just
aim
think
high?
too big or aim way too high, or
Is it-
sometimes I get a bit too into myself, feel myself too much, and some of my friends have to put me back down to earth. Like,
Why though? I feel like that because I feel like if you feel like these are the goals and you want to be like you want to achieve these next level things, I feel like even if you don't hit it, you're gonna hit something that's still mad next level.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, but sometimes if you're too invested in that, you forget what's around you currently, or forget where you are currently, and you get obsessed with thoughts of that instead of embracing where you are right now and taking in that present.
Like in terms of what you're prioritizing at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah, priorities and your thoughts. It takes a lot of time with that shit, you know. Even me, sometimes I'm too invested in my thoughts with these things. You feel me? So for me, it ended up flipping the script, like having a balance between having that dream and having my vision in the clouds and shit, and also having a touch with reality in that sense, and having a self-awareness and understanding where I'm at right now and what my options are, where I can go, and is this realistic enough to approach, if that makes sense.
No, 100%.
But you got to approach it that way because you can't work the world off dreams. You have to balance that with real life and work and hard work and.
So you started making beats first,
Yeah,
and then you started rapping and stuff.
which I prefer now. To be honest.
How comes you never like? So now you prefer rapping. How comes you still produce your own beats?
Sometimes I feel like producing. Sometimes I get inspired by an idea from someone else,
Yeah.
production wise, and have my own flavor to it. Like I think at the end of the day, I stopped thinking like a producer or a rapper or this and that, and just start thinking like as a song. Making a great song as an artist, you feel me, and going through different avenues and taking different ideas and blending things and shit like that instead of just being like, I got a beat, I'm gonna rap on the verse, here's the chorus, I'm gonna rap on the verse. It's not like that. It's all about making a great song.
So what's your process in making a song? How do you go about it? Is it something like you hear randomly and it just sparks like some sort of creativity and that's it, you're like, I'm gonna make a song now?
I think it depends, depends how I feel on the day, innit? Like sometimes I have like a drum beat and then melody or whatever. I start with a melody if I'm making it, or I hear a beat online and I'm like, yo, that shit's dope, I'm gonna use that. Or
We're shooting a music video together soon.
Sorry?
We're shooting a video together soon.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that song? Like, how did that song originate?
Yeah, so basically, like, the song that he's talking about is for a song called Before. It's just me straight rapping.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it because I wanted to be like those YouTubers. Yeah, I'm working on this secret project, but I can't really talk about it. You know?
Oh, them ones. Oh, let me take it back. Let me flip. We'll cut that out. You gotta ask me that.
No, I'm joking.
No, basically, yeah, it's a song we're shooting, and it's just a straight rap song. Like, there's no real chorus or anything. When I heard the beat, I was like, this beat's so hard, I gotta rap straight on that. I had a verse prepared for a different beat, and then I had it for that beat. But the energy that I wanted, or what I wanted to write, at that point in my life, I wanted to write something that I felt described how I felt about myself and how I see myself as as a person, like progressing into that. So I look into myself and then I look around me, kind of thing, and what I plan on doing with my music, you know. So it's a bit braggadocious, you know. It's got a bit more of that, but it's still introspective. It's got a balance between my personalities, I'd say, like, and just want to show people I can rap, I can make music, I'm still here, kind of thing, you know. Kick off everything else. Yeah, that's really it.
How do you like do all of this? But you come from like an Asian background, obviously. Like I can relate. Like it's hard. Like when you tell like your family and friends that are from an Asian background as well, they're like, "What? You want to do music? Like what? You want to be a video guy? Like how are you gonna like pay bills? This like how is that for you? Like all of that."
I think it comes down to respect for the individual.
Yeah.
Like.
Because I'm still
at the end of the day, I'm 23 years old. I'm a grown man, you know.
Yeah.
I can do whatever the hell I want now. It's my life, kind of thing. Like, who is, you know. And for me, I'm blessed enough to have a family that gave me the freedom to do what I wanted. Even though I did mechanical engineering, the quote unquote like stereotypical Asian routes, like it was off my own back. It was because I wanted to do it. No, I didn't enjoy it. It was something I did, and it was a learning experience, you know? At the end of the day, like, it's all about kind of like, if you really believe in what you want to do, you push it. And your parents or whatever kind of see that and respect it when it's serious. I think that's what it is with me. I'm not shit, so my music's on point. If my music was trash, then they're telling me that you can't be doing music, it's probably because of that. It's not because of anything else. Like, my friends and my family are fully backing my music, so and I'm blessed to be in that position. I get in our community we do have that as a setback, but
I feel like
you gotta be your own person, man. Like, if you're an adult and you want to do something, you gotta do it. Like, like, you can't use your culture as an excuse for that, in my opinion, because
I don't think it's culture. I think it's the people that you surround yourself with. Like, I see my mum and dad every single day, and if they're telling me, "Oh, what, you're gonna go to the studio?"
It's negative. Yeah,
it just adds unwanted stress.
Yeah.
How do you deal with stress? Like, when you feel stressed out? Like, what's your outlet?
I kind of it's not really music for me. I just like chilling and hanging out with my friends. And
you play football a lot.
Playing a lot of football. I follow football. Arsenal fan. I mean, you know, a lot of the stress that brings, because I've seen it sometimes. You know, my mum as well, like, isn't the proudest of my lyrics sometimes. You know, and she would put that on me. But at the end of the day.
No, what does she say? What does she say?
She doesn't. They're not Christian enough for her. That's basically it.
Yeah.
Like, my music's not like. It's got profanity and.
So then, what do you say back to her?
I just don't. I just take it and I'm just like, all right, it is what it is. To be honest, yeah, like, considering all the cards that I've been dealt, I'm in a pretty decent position, I would say, compared to like other people. I think you know, the stress that I've been handed in my life isn't too bad, to be honest. If the worst thing I'm getting about my career or whatever is my parents or my aunt or whatever saying this is trash or you shouldn't be doing that, it's bad. But if you really believe in yourself, then those are minor obstacles, you know. There's bigger things I've seen. Yeah.
How do you deal with the, like, kind of negative comments you might get in your videos on YouTube? Do you get any?
Yeah, everyone gets negative comments. Everyone gets negative comments.
Are you the guy that proper reads every comment? And
yeah, I care so much. I care about all that shit. I can't. I'm not gonna act like I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, I care about all of that. I pay attention to everything. It hurts, yeah, but it's like, again, goes back to self-confidence. If you really believe in what you're doing, then those negative comments don't mean anything really. In that regard, if you believe in what you're doing and you know it's good music or whatever, I think when you start paying attention, when you see it constantly and there's a like to dislike ratio that's not quite there, you got to understand what's wrong.
How do you turn that negativity into positivity and make that into, like, put that positivity and feed it into your next track, so you don't go down this trap where you're just trying to please people? You're still doing your thing, but you're kind of turning that hate into. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
It depends on the comments on a case-by-case basis. Like, If the negative comments are warranted, then you got to take that on board, you know. If it's like, oh, you know, our song's all right, but I don't like the mix or things like that, constructive criticism. Technically, it is negative, but you got to take that on board and be like, okay, I guess some people, they just want to. Sometimes if it's like, this guy's so whack, look at his shirt, or it's like, oh, you don't look like you should be in a music video, shit like that. If it's kind of like that, and they're dissing you just because I see some of these comments are just there for bullshit, and most of the time it's just a YouTube. It's probably 15-year-old Neek that's on their computer put a fake. It's not a picture of their face on their YouTube profile. It's probably a picture of a footballer or some bullshit.
No, you can just imagine they're overweight.
And you can just imagine their Neeks. Hey, you know, allow overweight people. Like, if it's just like Neeks, man, people that want to find something to rip.
I just have I have this image of how they look like. They're overweight, like they have like mad junk food on their table, like they have like cum stains on their keyboards and shit. And just
fucking hell.
And
no, I just
and they're just like,
I don't really tend to. I just think I just read a lot of these comments. I see them online. I read the comments and a lot of these comments and just think, yeah, you must be some you. This is something young kids would say or most of the time, or just idiots really would say. I don't really pay most of the attention, but I care about comments and stuff.
So how do you kind of like stand out from other musicians and artists when you? Do you even think about that?
I'm still figuring it out. Yeah, oh yeah. You gotta figure out. For me, yeah, the music's personal, but once it comes out, it's no longer as technically personal. It's for other people to look at, review, and digest, and take on board. Once you put that shit on Spotify or iTunes, you could say it's for yourself or whatever. But you're trying to get exposure, and people are trying to listen to it. You gotta understand, how do I curate that fan base? How do I show that I'm a unique artist?
How do you do that?
I'm still figuring that out. I can't really say. At the end of the day, I'm just being true to myself and making music that I think is great and of good quality.
Yeah, yeah.
And when people are coming back to it, then I know that I'm going in the right direction. You know, if I send music to someone and they only hear it once, then I wonder what I'm doing wrong. Even if they say it's all right or it's good, you've only heard it once. Like, how do I go to the step where you're constantly coming back and listening to me as an artist? I'm still figuring that out, but I think it depends. I think number one for everyone is just be true to what you're doing and curate something that you're going to look at and be like, yeah, I'm proud of that shit, instead of being like, oh, it's better than my last song, so maybe I should release it, or, oh, it's all right, you know. I think you should be proud of your work and curate something that's worth people's time and worth your time. So, I don't know. In terms of standing up, I'd say another thing is like, look around you and don't follow the rules of what should be, especially in hip hop, what should be a rap video.
What are the rules though?
And you see it all. I don't need to say it. You can see it all online.
Yeah.
You know.
You mean like this template?
If it's like a template for a music video, same shit. Beat is the same thing. You know what I mean? And people are rapping on that shit. And if people digest it and like it, it's fair enough. But and sometimes like some of the music that I make is what is considered mainstream rap or whatever. But I enjoy that shit as well. So it depends. Like, at the end of the day, I'm trying to make good quality music. So that's really what it's about.
So you say you play football, this and that. When your free time, what else do you do? What else do you do? I want to get to know you. Are you a gamer? Do you play games?
A little bit. Like, obviously I'm into football. But I'm like one of them casual, social kind of gamers. Like, I got a PS4.
Yeah.
And me and my friends, we just play online. And
what games do you play?
FIFA.
You're a FIFA guy.
Little FIFA, yeah. FIFA 18. I'm pro clubs and that.
Yeah, yeah.
Call of Duty, a little bit of that. Fortnite recently.
Okay.
Shit's been.
I got a question.
I'm terrible at that shit. Yeah, I'm terrible, man. I'm actually trash.
I was thinking to get like a gaming segment for this podcast.
Oh, you think?
What do you think? That would be pretty dope. Yeah. Like play games and have this kind of like, you know, me talking to you while we're playing
a game. Depends like what game, because like, you know, FIFA and Chill. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
Like with Vuj and Poet and them. Yeah. Shout out to them. Dope. You know, you don't want to copy that though. But
I like hot ones.
A hot ones is wavy.
The hot wings challenge while answering questions, that was wavy. If you guys got any suggestions of what we should do, like as a random thing for the show, drop it down in the comments below, and we'll implement it on next week's show.
I gotta come back for that, especially if it's food related.
Say that again.
I gotta come back then. Especially if it's food related, I'm down for that. Fucking love it, mate.
I was thinking about 40 nuggets in 10 minutes challenge.
Hey, I'll be down for that.
Yeah, do you think you could do that?
40 nuggets
in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay then, if you want to see that.
40 in 10 minutes. So how many is that a minute? 4 in 1 minute. Yeah. I could eat. I don't know about that. Maybe I'm overestimating my abilities.
It sounds easy, but have you ever had 20 nuggets yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said that, I'm like, I'm gonna do it after the show, bro.
Yeah, because there's times when I go to McDonald's, I just get 20 nuggets. If I have it like a meal.
Yeah. But after that, do you not feel mad full though?
Yeah, of course, but you're drunk or waved. You don't think about that at the time. Mate, I've eaten so much, man. There's so many times I've eaten bare pizzas and shit like that.
Munchies!
Trash. Yeah.
What's your favorite food though? When you got the munchies?
I got the munchies.
Yeah, what's your go-to thing?
If I got the munchies, depends how I feel.
Are you a sweet guy or a spicy guy?
I'm more savory. I'm more into that umami, savory style. You know what I mean? But when I do have a craving for sugar, it's a big craving.
Yeah.
There's one thing I would get. It's not my favorite, but there's one thing I get because I'm allergic to wheat. I would get these coconut macaroons, like gluten-free ones. They had them at uni as well. I know if people know about it. It's certified. $150, $199, depending on where you get it. 6 of them. Clouds of like pillows, man. Sweet.
That sounds amazing right now.
That's good. Cod roti is a good munchies food.
Ooh, yes.
When it's there,
yes.
cod roti is good. Mutton.
Mutton, lamb, chicken.
Mutton. I'm a mutton man. Mutton rolls is good munchy food. Vade.
Yeah.
Those are like really. Those are. If it's at home, I'll get that.
What drink are you having with that?
Water. I'm giving water. Coconut water.
Coconut water, yeah.
I'm trying to. I'm on the healthy tip. You know what I mean? After I say 20 chicken nuggets, but no. Let me think. It depends, man. I like switching up. I don't have a go-to.
Yeah.
I like trying different things, especially when I'm waved. But the best thing I've had was when I was in Amsterdam, and there was this place called Burger Meester or something. I don't know if anyone's been.
I think I've been there.
Because me and my boys, we stumbled across it, waved. We stumbled across it. And it was like, holy shit, we found a burger place. We didn't know what it was. Turns out to be one of the best in Amsterdam. Yeah. And we didn't have anything except sliders. We had sliders of burgers.
Man.
I had peanut butter on one of them, lamb burgers, like a Greek one, Mexican thing. You know what I mean? Plain, shit like that, little sliders.
Yeah.
Whew. My shit was on point. Yeah. Shit was crazy. 2016 Amsterdam, man. Fuck, we need to do that again. Yeah, that shit was good. And Franco Manca, we had that here.
Mm-hmm. The pizza
I
place.
say I'm allergic to wheat, but it's
the
on
pizza place, right?
Yeah. Have you had that wave?
Yeah. No, not waved. Not waved.
No,
maybe
on some Jerry. Shit's on point.
Have you had the pizza here?
Mm-mm.
That's kind of like Franco.
Yo, we gotta
pizza.
try that shit, man. Oh, for real? How much?
Yeah.
Fuck. Spilled water on me.
You getting excited?
How much is it? I'm just thinking about it. How much is it?
It's like £10 for a pizza. Obviously, we get discount.
Cash only?
No, card.
Yes. Check that.
If you could go back in time.
I was digressing for a sec. Okay, go on, yeah. If you go back in time.
To change one thing.
Yeah.
What would you change and why?
That was a weird sound.
Like if I just like the next bottle of water I give you, you're like, after you done that, you're gonna go back in time and change one thing. It's like this magic water I got at the studio. And you're like, before you drink it, you gotta kind of, pick a year and a point situation. What would that be? Because I feel like for me, it would be starting all of this sooner and not thinking about, I need this piece of equipment, I need that piece of equipment. It's just start doing it without it. And then I feel like everything would just kind of fall into place. And I feel like that's how all of this started. And that's kind of why I want to take this podcast. Like now you guys are seeing all these like mad random whys where people are like, yo, what's this? But I'm just thinking, let me just start doing it. You guys are going to love it. Yeah. And then we just upgrade this up as we go. Like, I feel like that's one thing I would change if I could go back to time, is just start doing all of this way sooner. Because there's so many like up and coming people. And then when I their work is dope. So then when I stalk them and Google them or whatever, and I find that they're like 16, 17, 18, I'm thinking, what was I doing when I was 16? I was out getting wasted and getting nuts and partying.
I did nothing at 16, 17. I was a kid, man. But
that's one thing I would have changed.
I don't know, Probably I would have changed courses. I probably would have done music at uni or something different. Yeah. Because looking at it now, I'm still in the kind of the same place before uni where I'm after mentally. What I want to do. I feel like maybe I could have done it while doing it at uni. I guess maybe because I was at uni, I was still kind of not too serious about music. And once I left, it was kind of like, I got to really do this. And I also worked full time doing engineering. Damn. I did a placement. So in that 1 year sandwich, I tried and balancing music and
how many hours did you sleep?
I just got depressed. Huh?
How many hours did you sleep?
I slept normal hours. I just got depressed because I barely did any music. Like I couldn't be arsed. And I had this money and I just spent it on
Going out.
stupid shit.
Yeah.
Which made me think, like, it's the one regret I had. Most of mine are kind of like what ifs. Like, I wish I placed a bet on Leicester winning the league in 2016 or whatever. Like a full on, I bet £500 or something on it, on them winning the league. I wish I knew the future, like now and go back kind of thing. Another one maybe was pursuing football properly as a kid, just to be fit and have that competitive edge and get into that. Not because I wanted to take football seriously, because I'm shit at it, but you know, shit like that. I don't know. Don't really have too many regrets.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty sick. So then you've been living life. No, I'd say so. If you ain't got no regrets, then you're pretty much on track where you want to go. Where do you want to go? Do you set yourself goals, or are you just going with the flow?
Just going with the flow. Obviously, I've got goals here and there, but I'm just kind of not flexible.
And do you believe in like?
I'm done with kind of constantly looking into the future and embracing where I'm at right now and really pushing for what I can do right now, because I think I've spent a lot of the years procrastinating and having my head in the clouds and thinking, what if, and when I get to this position, when I do that, and now I'm 23 and I'm like, I should be doing it now, I got no excuse. So I stopped thinking about where I'm going in the future and kind of figuring it out, how hard I'm working, and have more short-term goals.
But what are your long-term goals? Like
long-term goals?
Where do you want to be?
Comfortable, financially wavy.
You doing music still?
Yeah. I just want to do something I enjoy. Maybe I'll find a new love in the future. Like, I don't know, fucking gardening or something.
And you and gardening, bruv.
Joker. I don't know, man. I'm 23. Like, again, like, you know, who knows what I'm going to be like in 5 years, man. I don't know. But ideally, I'd like to have an album and sell and tour and all of these artist things and be happy and have the freedom to do what I can do creatively and as a person and travel and bare shit on my list. I think another one is to help communities and shit and give back. I think another one would be one day is like if 100%. I financially or build a brand as myself, I can push that and promote positive things would be great, you know. As much as I may seem like a kind of a rapper, one of them rappers, and you know, I like to help others and push that, 100%. Especially in our community.
Like in America,
in London,
I feel like in America, like Rick Ross, these big artists, they do that. They give back to the community, and they do that on the down low. And I feel like more people need to do that now because like there's like hardly any youth centers around.
I mean, look at there's hardly any youth centers. Like they're all shutting down. There's bare shit in our area.
Did you used to go youth center?
Bare talent. Yeah, when I was younger, like much younger, it was like a Catholic one next to the church. It was like a youth center, and I knew people from my area there and stuff. And I kind of left that. I did first aid as well, St. John's first aid. Again, like it was occupied people in the area and stuff, and we did it.
How did you kind of like stay on track and not kind of fall into this like gang stuff? Because you were like surrounded by.
I wouldn't say I was like. I mean, my core friend group weren't really into it. I'd say because the school I went to was like a suburban area compared to the area that I grew up in.
Yeah.
So I didn't really have many friends that were close. I was close with or hanging out on a day-to-day basis that were doing shit like that. But then when I came back to my area and stuff and had friends around there would always be certain troubles and stuff. But it wasn't really that hard to be getting into it. It wasn't easy. I wouldn't say it was like hard to not be involved in it and stuff because like I wasn't involved in it. I never was, and I never once was cared about it and stuff. But people that were into it, it is what it is. Like you get influenced by the people around you. I think I had good foundations and I guess you know, family, and I had things going on that I just stayed inside and made beats and stuff. I had friends like that as well. So. But the stuff that I saw, like, it was like, I mean, I don't know. Not much to say.
How did you even learn how to make beats back then?
I don't even know, man. That's actually a very good question. I actually don't know. My friend, one of my friends, shout out to Reese, actually, because he's the one that introduced me to Fruity Loop.
Shout out Reese.
Reese.
Make sure you subscribe down below.
Shout out to Reese, man. He's such a G. Like, I think he showed me when I was 12, 13 on his computer. Yeah. And then I just downloaded it and I just made. I don't know how I learned, but it was maybe I just got
just kept
the
messing
hang
around
of
with
it,
the program.
repetition, hang of it myself, and saw some tutorials online and stuff. And
YouTube.
So Reese showed me a little bit how to make beats initially, and then I just kept doing it consistent with it, and YouTube tutorials and shit like that. So that's what occupied my time most of the time. So.
What's the hardest part in like making a song and putting it out? Is it making of the song, or is it the putting out part? Like promoting and marketing.
Yeah, putting out by far.
Like, how do you get it heard by different ears? How do you do that?
How do you what?
How do you get it heard by loads of different ears?
Oh, I'm still figuring that out. I think it's just down to pushing it and believing in your craft and having that attention, making sure you got something worthy to look at that catches people's ear and eyes, you know?
So for like all these up and coming artists, what kind of advice would you give them to help them promote their songs better? And not just like put it on Instagram and then get like 100 views and then...
Talk to the right people.
Where do you find these right people?
You can easily find them online or go to certain events.
Oh, these networking events, right?
Networking events.
I need to hit a couple of them up.
Yeah, definitely. Talk to people online, Twitter and shit like that. And sometimes you have to pay for promotions. That's a hurdle you have to get around. But there's certain avenues you can go through regarding that. And it's all about believing in your sound, having the right visuals.
What's your favorite platform to put stuff out on? Is it Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat?
Instagram these days, yeah. My favorite social media platform, period, and always has been, is Twitter for me.
Yeah.
Because some of the shit I see on Twitter, like, cracks me up. It's so funny and so immediate.
Yeah.
Instagram is all right, but there's too many pictures and there's too many meme things and... You know, I see the same shit on Instagram, people trying to live their best lives. But I like Twitter where people just talk about everything.
That's so true,
People
man.
talk about their depression. People talk about social things. People talk about funny things. The funny things is the one that I just... There's so many times that I've cracked up, just put screenshots, sent to my friends off Twitter more than Instagram. It's fun.
That's true.
It doesn't have a face. You just type on that shit whenever you want. You could be in bed and type and shit. But Instagram is more picture-based.
I feel like Instagram is the biggest catfish ever.
What you think?
Yeah, by that I mean, like, I feel like a lot of people try to portray a lifestyle that they're doing, but in reality, they're just...
fact.
How can I put this? In reality, they're just kind of digging themselves into a deeper hole without even knowing that they're doing it, and then get depressed and stuff. Do you want another water bottle?
Yeah, man. We get hit.
Get another.
Okay. Oh, mate. You got to stay hydrated. Water's the key, man. Water's important. But
This London weather.
Bipolar, man. But at the moment, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
Favorite weather. Makes my skin feel good. Makes me feel good, you know.
I feel alive when the sun comes out. It's just like, yeah.
I think my mood is definitely dictated by the weather sometimes.
100%.
When it's dark and gloomy, wintry, or rain especially, that shit makes me sad, man.
Makes me sad. I feel ill when I'm not ill. Do you know them ones?
Tell me about it. And then I'm here like, I want the sun, and then I'm sweating on the tube, so...
Yeah.
Wishing the winter back.
What was we saying? Social media. How people are living...
I don't know, because for me, I feel like I don't use that shit enough, because as an artist, I've got to be on there and promote my shit.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, I wish I wasn't on there, but I have to be.
I feel like as an artist, creatives, we use social media as an outlet to put our projects out, but for every other random joke, they just kind of like, you know, go on holiday, take like 100 pictures, and then they come back and they'll be like, yeah, man's living life, this and that. But then like you're working at Tesco's, like you saved up a lot of money just for Instagram pictures. At the end of the day, that's the reality. And I feel like,
yeah, I mean, you know, I think.
I'm not trying to dig out on people, but I'm just trying to say like,
I kind of get what you mean. I'm cool with people showing. I mean, you know, if you don't, I mean, it's not much from an Instagram picture of you working at Tesco's. If you want to show you on holiday and shit like that, that's cool. But I feel like if you want to do all your shit on social media, that's all good. But I feel like when it affects your real life, enjoyment in real life, like I'm on holiday and I'm perfectly fine taking some snaps here and there and shit, and I'm happy with that. And I like sharing what I'm up to. I've got to show people like what I'm doing and stuff, which is great. But sometimes your real life can be hindered by you constantly wanting to capture certain moments and constantly wanting to take pictures of certain things and be like, hey, can you do that again? I'm Snapchatting. Hey, can you know, shit like that. It's like, that kind of ruins moments. And I think I don't really care as long as you want to stunt on Instagram and all that shit. Feel free, you know. If you want to do that, when it starts affecting your real life, I think that's moist. Yeah, I think that's when you got to stop that shit.
Yeah, I feel like over time, when people keep doing that, it slightly just makes them depressed, and it kind of like they don't know why they're getting depressed. They're living up to the gram, but then like, what is the gram at the end of the day? Do you know
it's not real. For me, I feel more confident when I use that shit sometimes, or when I put it up. Like sometimes it boosts people's confidence. I know people that like showing, like I know some guys I know and girls and stuff that want to do fitness type accounts and do the fitness thing and show their fitness, and you know, not only are they trying to promote a healthy lifestyle or promote what they want to do and what goals they want to achieve, it also makes them self-motivated to constantly keep people up there and do shit about themselves. And there's other people that want to show off their best life, you know, I'm cool with that, but I think it comes down to a point where some people want to show off a life that isn't real. I think when you try and portray a lifestyle and an image online and stuff, that isn't exactly real life, and you start talking about things that aren't really your life.
It's true, because you're looking at everyone else's life and you're trying to compare your life to
I'm seeing guys taking pictures in front of like their uncles or their dad's whip and shit like that, acting like it's theirs, or they got a new whip and showing off on Instagram. Their parents bought it. You know, shit like that's a bit lame.
I came off social media for like a good 5-6 months recently. I'm back on it, don't worry guys. But during that time, it kind of cleared my headspace. Yeah. Like I wasn't kind of like keeping up with other creatives. Yeah. Like, oh my God, I will constantly put something up because he put out something, I will put something. I'm like that as well. And then it's just like when I was just like, like I could just do stuff in my own pace. Like I could take my time and do things. I watched something recently by Casey Neistat. Yeah. And he said he loves to keep his calendar as empty as possible. I was telling you the other time. It was from Casey Neistat, and I was just like, rah, like the reaction you had, I was like, what? And it was just like, when you have your calendar as empty as possible, you have the ability and the freedom to be spontaneous and do things as a creative person, because you're a creator at the end of the day. You're not a, like when you have like meetings and okay, this time I got to do this time I got to go gym, this time I got to meet this producer guy, this time I need to go to this networking event. You kind of like limit yourself in this time management thing, and you just start managing things instead of creating things. And that was the biggest like for me. I just feel like now I feel relaxed, like I can do things in my own time and feel happy about it, and not feel like stressed, like, oh my God, I need to bang this podcast out tomorrow because people are waiting. It is gonna come out.
No, that's true, man. Like, I kind of do things when I feel the timing's right and shit. I never let social media dictate how I feel about things and how I should pertain to things and how I should approach things and what's cool and what's not. I don't give a shit about that. I just do what I like doing, and what I'm doing on social media is how I am as a person, you know. It's the same with my music. I don't try and portray a fake lifestyle or fake persona. Maybe I exaggerate certain things about my life for entertainment, but it still relates to something that is real. You know.
Do you believe in law of attraction?
Yeah, to an extent. To an extent. I don't think you should live by it.
What do you mean?
Because I think like sometimes there's other outside influences regarding your situation for things, you know? But fundamentally, I do believe in it, as the energy that you do give out comes back to you like karma type shit. So in the universe, if you bring out a positive vibe, if you have good intentions, if you really have a drive for things, that comes back and reciprocates with the people that you hang out with and stuff like that. Sometimes people always find themselves going through the same kind of motions and cycles, and the first thing you have to do is reflect upon yourself, look upon yourself, and see kind of what's going wrong and how to change things and stuff. And once you do that, then I guess that pertains to the law of attraction and stuff. You know?
And the people you surround yourself with.
Yeah, no doubt. So that comes naturally with how you are as a person. You realize you outgrow certain individuals. And
how do you find the right people to surround yourself with?
I don't know. You never know.
You never know?
You never know, you know.
Like
ever since I saw Shiro's story, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know if you've seen that by Rap Man.
Nah.
Oh, you haven't seen that video?
What video?
Rapman, Shiro's story
Oh yeah.
on Link Up TV. That
yeah.
shit's wavy. And if you
Sorry, I'm a bit deaf. That's
no, yeah, he's half his ears gone, but that shit's wavy. And like, yeah, I'm just saying, like, pertaining to that, I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know, you know, I got my boys from when I was young, and I got people from where I live, like, I got family, and then there's people I've met only nearly a year ago or whatever, only a few months ago, like him on my left, you know. So it's just, I guess, just having that gut feeling and having a good vibe of energy about someone that you feel like you can work with them, you know. It's basically what it is.
Well, I felt I always have an open and positive mindset when I meet new people in the industry, but
I'm the same. That this is what pisses me off, because I always have the best, not expectations, but I always have a positive outlook on a person. I always believe a person's good, you know. I always have a positive look on a person, a trusting kind of, maybe false trust sometimes, false placement of trust, but I have a trust for them.
Like anyway. You want them to be a good person.
You want them to be a good person, but it doesn't happen like that sometimes. Some people are pricks, but you know, you got to...
Who are the pricks?
Have a better judgment of character. Huh?
Who are the pricks in the music scene? So, like, for example, for me, the pricks would, like, the pricks have, how can I word this in a nice way?
You can't word that in a nice way.
The people in the industry that I've worked with that kind of mess me over are usually the producers.
Yeah.
Of a shoot, like they wouldn't give me like the full information.
It's people with the money, innit?
People with the money, basically. Yeah. So, like in your scene,
you get better. For me, like, I met a few dickheads before, and that.
What would they do though? Like how as an up and coming artist, how did they take advantage of you?
You can kind of see where just snaky behavior, really, like.
Like, do they want?
You can kind of see where their intentions are. Sometimes probably their intentions are about getting money from you.
How?
Getting your services.
Oh, like come perform on my show.
It comes out of communication. I don't really know, man. It's just down to the vibe you get from a person and shit like that. Maybe expecting free things from you, or not if they don't put you on for future things and stuff, trying to use you and shit like that, and not.
But I feel like as an up and coming artist,
they're always putting you there below them.
Yeah,
shit like that.
I feel like as an up and coming artist, I feel like you still do need to take every opportunity you get, even if you get done over. You learn something from it.
Yeah, it's life though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's life. The people in those positions of power and stuff, like, usually use these people to an advantage. You get used or you be used. You use or be used, you know. At the end of the day, as long as you're useful, you get to a position. I mean, if you look at, there's bare artists that got effed over before and now they're in a position of power. If it weren't for them getting messed over before, putting in that work in before, they wouldn't be there anyway. So it's like, if you look at Dr. Dre, there's bare artists. Weeknd, Dr. Dre, you know, that back in the day may have had struggles and that with labels and producers and things, and now they're in a position where they have a lot of freedom to do what they want.
Would you ever get signed to a label, or would you ever?
Yeah, I probably would. I'll take that shit.
Because all these,
as long as I have freedom to do what I can do, I don't want it to be too restrictive. But yeah, man, probably would sign to a major label. Yeah. Start my own imprint or some shit. I don't know.
Because I feel like I only learned this the other day. Like, I'm not sure if I'm saying this right. Correct me if I'm wrong. But like in a song, like whoever is a part of making the beat gets a certain percentage.
Yeah, it depends on the certain circumstances and situations contractually.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can buy a beat outright from a producer and pay them an initial fee, and you own the beat depending on the contracts or whatever.
And because of that contractual things and percentages and stuff, it gets a bit confusing, and a lot of people miss out on money that they should have been making. Yeah. And I feel like that's why more and more people are flocking towards becoming independent and doing the things themselves. Yeah. What's your thoughts?
I think the reason why a lot of people go independent is because they don't have that attention from the label, or that security, or that.
How do you get an attention from a label though? You just keep doing your thing and they just
keep
scout
doing
you.
your thing, building buzz, and if a label can see a mainstream, it depends on the label, but if the label sees potential in you and can see you it's a business at the end of the day. So if they see profit from what you're doing,
Yeah.
then they're going to invest in that, you know?
You do a lot of live shows, right?
Yeah, I do live shows here and there. I'm more focused on the studio and that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I've done a few live shows
How
before.
is that, like performing to a live crowd?
Yeah, it's good, man. I don't know, like, it's good, like...
Do you get
playing-
nervous?
Nah, I don't really get nervous.
You get waved?
I used to when I was younger, but not now.
Do you get waved before you perform? Because
No, I had a beer once. Or like, with beer or two, and I'm good.
Yeah,
That's the most I'll drink before a live. I like to be on
point.
On point.
How is like?
I guess
How is
sloppy.
it like performing live? Because
I don't know, man. It feels good. Like it's just gas feeling. Like when you perform live, it feels good to hear people and respond to the energy of the music. Really depends, like, because some people like if the crowd's dead, I feel dead. So if they gotta be on point. Like if the energy's right, then yeah.
Have you ever done shows for free?
Yeah, of course. You got to.
Yeah. How did you like? Did you hit up the people?
Yeah,
the events?
you can usually hit up people, or sometimes people hit you up. Depends on a case by case basis. Again, once you do one live show, normally there's some people there like see you doing a live show and be like, "Oh, I want you for another show."
Okay.
So I've done shows like since I was 16.
Yeah.
First at school,
Oh.
and then just open mic stuff. And
How was that? Like being like people at school knew that you did music. Were you like the cool kid?
No, far from it. At the time, like people were taking the mic because
What year? What year are you in when you did this?
First one I did, I was in year 11.
Mad. Okay. So your school had like a
middle
show.
of year 11.
Like what was this?
Yeah, I was helping organize it, some of it as well.
Because my secondary school didn't have no show like
It was
this.
because I went to Enfield Grammar School, and at the time we, I think there was one guy, Mark. Shout out to Mark, Happy.
Shout out Mark.
Mark, you know who you are. Like he's sick. He helped. He was an artist. He is an artist as well. You check him out, Happy. He's got a new song, Mainline, little plug. And we went to the same school, and he was kind of organising that, and he wanted to push another side of the school where we did talent shows where you could show off your talent, and a lot of it was music.
That's dope.
And I was one of the rappers. Me and my friend Kirby. Shout out to Curbs. I'm shouting out bare people. Me and him, like, we kind of did music, and I had these songs I wanted to perform live, and I performed it live. And at the time, no one really knew. Now, people knew I did music, but they didn't really hear it or didn't really see it. And it was a good way of promoting myself at school. And everyone was like, "Oh shit, Lewis is."
That was your first time performing live.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Do you remember how you
My
felt?
own songs. Yeah, man, I was so nervous, man. I can't even lie. Like, it was one of my favorite periods at school.
Yeah.
And it was a good, man. It was a good feeling, and I was one of the acts that I feel like probably hopefully stood out.
Do you kind of like
Humbling
rehearse
experience.
your stage presence before you
Yeah,
went?
hell yeah, man. Shout out to Mark again. Like he kind of showed me various techniques and how to conserve energy and breath control, things like that. And you learn off the people around you, and there was other people performing, singing and stuff, and it was good seeing that. And I just performed like a lot of its natural presence, and I think that came into development as my personality kind of pushed through a bit more, and I changed a bit more as an individual, grew more confident in my own, in myself. Then the music came after.
When I watched you perform live, you were going in at the crowd. It was
That's
mad.
right.
Like you were uplifting the crowd, and I feel like like this guy must have like practiced out something. Like, or is that natural? Like that's mad.
It's like a balance, I think.
What's kind of like
Refining it.
What's the biggest challenge you've faced in your career so far?
So far, still is the biggest challenge. It's just getting my music out there and exposing it and getting people listening and stuff. And it's always been that challenge of staying relevant and consistent with the music. And I think the biggest challenge is a mental challenge. Constantly,
Like your mindset.
mindset and getting stuck in certain thoughts. This is with life anyway. Sometimes you doubt yourself and what you're doing and wondering what the fuck are you doing with your
What's
your
one
life.
biggest advice, takeaway you can give to people watching at home and that are thinking about getting into music, or probably who are already doing music, kind of just maybe they're kind of feeling like, I don't know if it's for me or not. What would you say to them? Because I feel like because of social media, again, coming back to social media, the image of doing whatever you want to do is so much more accessible now, and like everyone's seeing like, oh yeah, he's doing that, I want to do it too. And but then they're not, how can I put this? They don't really see the reality of the scene. Yes, anyone can do whatever they want to do, but they think because of social media, it's somehow easier. But there is like, you know, like you said, you've been making music for 10 years and you're still trying to figure things out.
There's different factors into it, you know. It's a progression, it's a journey, you know. I think if...
Like, how do they find the source? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Like, how, you know, is it for them? Is
I don't know, man. It depends. I think one fundamental thing is that I've always had friends and family that saw potential in it, and you know, I'm not the only one that thinks that I can blow with this music thing. There's people around me that believe it and have a firm belief into it. And if you just feel like what you're making is true to what you're doing and stuff, and you are willing to put the work in, that's really it. From there.
So basically surround yourself with the right people and have the right mindset. You gotta
truly believe in what you're doing, man.
Yeah.
Deep down, you gotta really believe what you're doing. You gotta really look at what you're doing and be like, is this really me? Is this what I'm gonna be doing? Is this for real? Like, is this really my career professionally? That's where you gotta view it. I think everything before that is just a hobby. When you take that real serious, that's when it is like, is this for me? Is this worth sacrificing some certain joys out of my life to make that time up? Is it worth getting that money and investing the right amount of money into that for that? Is it worth getting that? Is it worth the stress?
Do you feel like you do need to invest a lot of money to start making music?
I wouldn't say a lot, but you definitely have to have a day job to finance it.
Yeah.
Videos don't pay for themselves, photography, you know, equipment, you know, travel, food. There's a lot of things you got to understand. Prioritize things, you know. Put priorities. If you're spending money on alcohol and shit, and you know you could be spending that money into things that are better, or things that you feel probably hold a higher priority than that, then do it. You know what I mean? If you feel like it is worth investing in certain things, then do it, you know. That's when you know you're serious. If you're not spending money into that shit and stuff, that means you probably... somewhere along you're not taking it serious enough. So if you're spending, if you're doing a free video, expect what a free video is supposed to look like. If you're getting something mixed for £50, expect it to be £50 quality instead of, I don't know, £150 quality. You know, things like that. You get what you pay and stuff, because people are doing the same thing as you as their own craft. You can't be finessing them, and you got to work.
How do you pick what song needs a video? Because obviously you can't, well, it's not practical to do a video for every single...
If you can imagine a video for a song as soon as you hear it, that's your song. There's certain songs that I've made and I hear it, I can't imagine anything visually for it. I can't think of anything from there.
But then do you not think that's the director's job, not your job?
It's a bit of both, but at the end of the day, it's coming from the artist. There wouldn't be the video without the song.
100%, it's your vision.
Yeah, it's your vision. There's times when I've thought about a video and I haven't even thought about the song yet sometimes. So
okay. How does that? So you got a video in mind that you want to do?
I just think, oh, this is a cool idea. I should do this like for a song.
Yeah.
And I kind of keep it until I listen to a few songs or listen back to my old songs or make a new song. I'm like, yo, that would be a good song. So sometimes like that. Other times there's a song that I make and all my friends are like, yo, that's a banger. There's got to be a video for this. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know what? Maybe I should do that. So it depends.
Where did your name come from?
Name? Oh, 9 Levels.
Yeah, 9 Levels.
Because Lewis Antony is my real name. But 9 Levels, I got it from my friend. He had an email account called 9 Levels back in primary school.
Yeah.
And I just thought of a cool name to have, and I just used that.
9
Nothing
levels.
major. It was like 9 Levels. I'll use that. It sounds cool. I know him as well. I talked to him recently. Yeah, one of my boys from primary school. He knows who he is, man. Yeah, cool guy. And yeah, that's just what I did. I was 13, man. I didn't know, couldn't think of a name, and that was one I came.
I think that's a dope name.
But now I use Lewis Antony.
At least it doesn't start with little. Little Levels.
Imagine Lil Lou.
Little Lou. So being an artist and all of that, do you get a lot of girls sliding into the DMs and that? That you? Is that you?
Cheeky tip. Nah, I don't.
Nah. Have you ever used your music?
I'm not there yet.
Nah. Have you ever used your music to, let's say,
get to a particular position? Would you
Yeah.
say?
To leverage yourself in any situation. Have you say, yo,
At uni, like, people know me as like Lewis and 9 Levels and stuff, and maybe, you know, I had, you know, freebies from that and shit like that. Like a free drink. It's tiny things, isn't it? Little liberties.
yeah. Those little things add up though as you grow up.
I'm not there yet. I mean, at the moment, like, nah. I've got attention as well at uni, especially like from my music and stuff. But it's off when they hear the music, not really off my name or anything like that. Like, oh shit, that's 9 Levels. He's some bait guy. Oh, I gotta know him like that. Nah, I don't really do that.
What's your plan for the rest of this year? What's the
Make
2018 got
bangers,
for you?
Videos, bangers. I'm planning out an EP, but I'm still in the process of making that shit. Just planning on making good material and staying consistent singles and that, and making different music. And
Dope.
yeah, man.
I'm gonna make sure you click on his socials. I'll put it like here. Ramesh, make sure you Chuck's Instagram, obviously all of his social medias and that. But yeah, stay tuned.
You already know, man.
It's been a pleasure, bro.
Come on. Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise. It's wavy.
If you like this episode, make sure you subscribe. Hit a thumbs up if you liked it. Drop a comment down below as well. Hit him up. Where can they find you? Where do you want them to find you?
Well, you've my Insta, Twitter and all that. 9 Levels, Snapchat, 9 Levels, NINELEVELS, 9 Levels. And just find me off that and find my music. You can type Lewis Antony or 9 Levels on YouTube. You find my music straight.
Yep. We're going to be cooking up some mad music videos as well, so stay tuned for that. That's coming out real soon.
Yeah, man.
Like what, 2 weeks?
This week we're filming something.
Okay.
Oh, well, I don't know. We don't date,
this
but
week,
we're cooking. Yeah, a lot of new music coming out soon. Hopefully by the time this is out, there'll be shit out soon. Hopefully. So.
It's been Velan Joe and Lewis Antony for Be The Source. Yeah! I don't know how to... I need an outro.
Yeah, you need like catchphrase or something.
No. This is part of the whole jokes part, isn't it? Yeah, I need an outro. What's my outro? Be the source.
No, it's got to be like
chill that one. That's the
you
intro.
Need a catchphrase.
Oh, catchphrase.
Yeah, you know, like Nardwar does a do 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 do, and you know, catchphrases and that. Like I saw one from this guy on Netflix called Eric or something. It was like a cooking show, and he would literally have a wine and be like, santé. He'd be like that, and then he'd be like, a love of life or something, live life.
Okay,
some shit like that.
Like a little
message at the end.
Yeah.
Or you stay classy, like Ron Burgundy, Anchorman type shit. I don't know, man. Your show.
Lewis has been the source of today's show. Oh, who's going to be the source for the next show?
That's all right. Yeah.
I don't know. I'll think of something. Every
That's
show.
all right.
Yeah, it's coming. Be the source in it. You got to be saucy. I think my ear just popped.
Serious?
Oh my God, I can hear. That's my outro, bro.
Does it hurt?
I can hear a bit more now.
Fucking hell.
I can hear oxygen going in my ear.
Really?
So that's good, right?
No,
Before I couldn't hear anything. Oxygen, air. Damn. I feel like I'm born again. Anyways, bye.
See you. Thank you. I appreciate it.